Hey, what's going on guys? It's the Deanless, back again with another video. I've been gone for a while, mostly because I've been building a new computer, so I made the transition from PS4 to PC, which I must say has definitely been an upgrade. I have a 1060 graphics card, so the graphics are way better, and I'm able to play on epic settings and getting roughly 100 frames per second. Anyway, I took some time off to figure out the best way for me to record videos and then edit them. Usually I use Final Cut Pro as my go-to program to edit videos, but you can't use that on a PC, so I had to figure out the best way to transfer the different video files that I had and begin editing those. But anyways, you guys don't really give a shit about that. Back to the real reason you guys are here, the 38.3 patch notes. Wow, what can I say? Where do I even begin? I guess I'll start by going over what I like from the patch notes. Obviously we have Yin, who comes out tomorrow, so I'm super excited about that, and I'm super excited to play her. Her kit looks amazing, and I will definitely have a building guide out for her either tomorrow or Wednesday. The second thing that I'm most excited about are the changes that Epic made to the card system. I like that Epic has buffed the cards and made a lot of them universal so that they can be applied to a lot of different heroes, and you can really create some unique builds. Now I feel like the builds will all be cookie cutter, where you have crit, lifesteal, damage, and attack speed, which is definitely a good thing. I'll let you guys read the patch notes to get a better sense of what cards have been modified, but there are 3 cards that are the most interesting to me, which are Ash of the Witch, Quenching Scales, and Stinger Boost. Ash of the Witch is a 6 CP card, and it grants you 12 points of power, which means that the passive costs 4 points. The passive makes it so that any hero hit by an ability is slowed by 150 move speed for 1 second. This could definitely be a great card for heroes like Greystone and Shinbi who don't have any CC. Theoretically, you could use the card on a hero like Sparrow. In combination with Hail of Arrows, it could be used as an escape, or it could allow you to cut your enemies better. I'll definitely have to try this out just to see how effective it is. Quenching Scales is another card that I think is going to be used by pretty much every single support in the game. The card costs 4 CP and now it gives you 2 stats, so the passive costs 2. The passive grants a mana aura of 0.6 increased mana regen and a radius. It also provides an active, which heals you and nearby allies for 225 health, and also grants 21 basic armor for 20 seconds. And the card itself is on an 80-second cooldown. That's a lot of value from a card, and if this card can be used with Honor the Pure, it's going to make teamfights a lot longer now, and definitely help mitigate this burst meta that we're in right now. The last card that I'm excited about is Stinger Boost. The card costs 6 CP and provides 4 points of stats, giving you 60 max mana and 11 attack speed. This card has a unique passive that after hitting an enemy hero with an ability, your next basic attack deals 50 plus 20% power bonus damage. The one caveat to this card is that this ability can only occur once every 1.5 seconds. Now I think that this card is going to be amazing on heroes like Crunch, Kalari, and even Sereth. It'll be interesting to see if this card factors in crit or if it's separate from crit, meaning that, for example, if your basic attacks are hitting and dealing 200 damage, and this card provides you, let's say, with 80 extra damage, does that mean that your basic attack damage is now 280 and then you apply crit bonus to that number? Or does your crit bonus affect the 200 base damage of your attack and then the 80 is added on for the passive? I'm definitely going to have to test this out to understand how this card works. There are some other cards that were adjusted, so it'll be interesting to see how this influences the current meta. Now the most anticipated part of the 38.3 patch notes, the hero balancing. In this patch, 20 heroes were adjusted to better fit Monolith, and for the most part, I'm okay with it. I think changes made to heroes like Fang Mao, Gadget, Grim, Chimera, and Twin Blast were definitely justified. These heroes were slightly underpowered in the current meta in comparison to others that are in their particular role. I also like the fact that Sparrow, Grux, and Howitzer received slight nerfs as these heroes were dominating the current meta. As a Sparrow main, I hate to see that her piercing shot got nerfed, but I understand why it was done to bring her in line with the other rangers. I'm also very happy that Howitzer's landmine was nerfed. In my opinion, for all the utility that skill gives Howitzer, it did way too much damage, so I'm definitely happy to see that the base damage and scaling were both reduced. Now to the heroes that I think received the biggest changes in this patch: Iggy, Richter, Aurora, Crunch, Sereth, Shinbi, and Rampage. All these characters except Aurora and Rampage received massive buffs in this patch. Iggy got another buff to his turrets, which I think is great. This will definitely allow him to build tank and still be able to put out some good damage. I'm not sure if this completely makes him viable due to the way that his kit operates, but this is definitely a good start. I'm also happy that they improved his escape ability because it was really shitty. Richter received a buff to the length of his Riplash and his mana pool. Richter's Riplash is now 1525 units from level 1, which makes him deadly in the early game. His mana pool was also buffed, so he can definitely use a lot more abilities without running out of mana as he levels up. I'm still not sure if his kit fits a burst meta and fast playstyle of Monolith, but this buff will definitely increase his pick rate. Crunch received a slight buff to his attack speed and a slight nerf to his attack damage gain per level. I think the rework on cards is what's going to have the biggest impact on Crunch, so we're going to have to wait and see how he fits in the meta. He was a little underpowered because he had such a huge hitbox and he's very squishy, but with this patch he should be able to dish out a lot of damage and still build tank. Now Shinbi received a much needed buff to her wolf stacks, which will definitely improve her ability to assassinate targets. I still think that Countess performs the same exact role a lot better, but this is definitely a move in the right direction. People won't be as quickly to dodge drafts now when they see someone wants to play Shinbi. Now for the big three, Rampage, Sereth, and Aurora. I'm so happy that Rampage's rock has finally been nerfed. For the past 4 months, his rock has been the best stun in the game. Now I would actually argue that Bellica's stun is the best stun in the game. But now that his stun gradually increases to a 2-second stun at its final level, I think that it's more in line with the meta. And the biggest rework to his kit is how the ability is cast. If you pick up your rock, you have 5 seconds before the ability times out, and you lose the mana and it goes on cooldown. If you manually cancel the rock, you also lose mana. I think this is a good change, however I don't think this change should have only been made to Rampage. I think this should have been done to all stuns. So Dekker's stun, Narbash's stun, Bellica's stun, any stun. This would definitely mitigate the stun meta that we're in currently, and you wouldn't be able to just cast it and then just wait for the perfect moment to use it. That way stuns would definitely require a lot more skill to use. Okay, now what you've been waiting for, the changes to Aurora and Sereth. These heroes by far received the biggest changes, and because these are the 2 heroes that I main, I'm going to talk about them in depth. So I think that the Aurora changes were way too much. She really got hit hard by the nerf bat. Not only did they nerf her basic attack and scaling, but they also nerfed her abilities, except for Frozen Simulacrum. Don't get me wrong, I think that Aurora needed a nerf. If you check my Agora, Aurora is by far my best hero. With over 100 games played, I have over a 5 KD with her, which is a 1.5 higher than any other hero that I main. But now I don't think that she's even really that viable in the current meta anymore. Most people had already begun to adjust to her and started running either Hunter's Gal or Purity Sensor, which completely mitigate her ultimate. In this patch, Aurora's basic attack damage and scaling has been reduced, as well as the scaling and damage of her ultimate. The cooldown of Glacial Charge has been increased, and the duration of her Hoarfrost Fruit has been decreased. I think all of these nerfs bring her down similar to how Steel was nerfed, where no one will really pick her anymore. She's definitely not the best offlaner anymore, and people will definitely have to adjust their builds. Before, Crit was a very viable build on her. That's actually the build that I preferred. But now I definitely think that you're going to have to build her tank with some ability pen, damage, and mana regen, as well as potentially some cooldown reduction. I might make a new build and guide for her in the future that reflects this. Now to Sereth, who I'm playing in the background of this video. Sereth received a massive buff in this patch, and I'm calling it right now. She's the best character in the game, hands down. She received a buff to her basic attack speed, health pool, and armor. I haven't had the opportunity to use a damage calculator yet, but she probably has the most DPS now in the game. I was actually planning on releasing a Sereth jungle build and guide today, but I'm going to postpone it just because of these changes. I definitely want to try out some of the new cards before settling on a build that I like. Overall, I like the changes that Epic made to the game and in this patch, and I'm definitely excited to try them out and to see how it influences the meta. In the comment section below, let me know what changes you're most excited to see. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, that bell, so you're the first person to know when I release new content material on my channel. I'm beginning to play competitively now. Recently my team won the Paragon competitive arcade tournament that was held, and we're preparing to start entering the PCL tournaments that are coming up. If you guys are interested in having me stream my competitive matches and also potentially streaming solo queue matches with subs, let me know in the comment section below. The next video that I'm going to be releasing will be a building guide for Yin, which like I said before, should be released either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on how much time I have. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all soon. Peace!